All right, everybody. We're having some technical difficulties on Bill's end, so I'm starting without him. Yeah, that's how that's going to play out. And let me post live. And then I'll get into the chat and see what everybody's doing, because right now I don't see anything. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So click on that.
To those caked in flour,
let's see, pop out. That's all these. No, go away. Okay. Wow, is that all? That's all right now? You guys are all in here? Kat, Ciamaro, Kristen, Joanna, Danny, Wraith Chan, Candice, Mara, Andrada? Am I saying that correctly? That's a new name. I don't remember seeing that name. But hello, everybody. So yeah, Bill's I don't know what Bill's doing. He said he was going to restart, but that's been like over 10 minutes ago. So we're just going to have to see what's going on. So if we don't have Bill in here, that we are possibly going to have another guest later today on the next broadcast. I'm not going to say who, and it's still just, up in the air if that's really going to happen or not. But there's a possibility. She might be shy. She's not shy. She might play shy, but what? What is this?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
We're in our own Verizon commercials now.
Okay, so guys, I had to restart my computer. Sorry about the delay, but of course, like any other situation where a computer needs to be restarted quickly, it was like, I'm gonna update your ass now. And I was like, please don't. And then it was like, I'm gonna do it. So, it is now December 10th, 2015. That's ThorTV.
That's me.
And I'm Loki Hates You, and we're gonna set up a couple little linky poos happening. I'm just gonna copy these links over here and put them over in the video category of Tumblr. You know what? I'm not even gonna write anything below it. I'm just gonna literally post it.
All I did was write the words live.
Yeah. So we don't. That's not. Okay.
I don't even bother trying to sell it anymore. Thor and Loki live.
Yeah, you just
$39.95.
At this point, it's like people either know what the hell's going on or they don't. So if they don't know, you better ask somebody.
You better ask somebody.
Okay. So hey Kristen, hey Kat, hey Zio, hey Joanna, hey Danny, hi there, Candice, Wraith, hey Crystal, Andrada, nice to see you, Mara, Tammy. Oh, hey Tammy.
I think I said that correctly. Andrada,
I think, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey Sherry, hey Danielle. Good to see you, Danielle. Naruto Geek 2. Hi. I said hi to Crystal. Hey, Jennifer West. Hey, Miss Mojo Ryzen. And, okay. So, hey, Frost Adder and Catherine. Right. Okay. So, I got a bunch of questions.
Oh, yeah?
You got questions, too?
Yeah, I did. We might have the same stuff.
Okay.
I got stuff on just now from Kristen on Tumblr.
Kristen? I don't know if I have any from Kristen. No, I don't have any from Kristen, I don't think.
And then I got a bunch on Facebook. Let me dig those up. And you might have ended up getting those too, because one of them was specific to you. So I assumed they might have just copied and pasted it to me.
Interesting. Hey, Jennifer. Cosmic Cupcake. Hey, Brandy. I was just mentioning you last night, Brandy, because you sponsored our P.O. box. And I always want to thank you for that. Good to see you guys here. My name's Shane, if you don't want to say the username. All right. Well, Naruto Geek, I'm going to try to remember that your name's Shane, but it might not work out, so I may just say Naruto Geek.
I don't even remember my name half the time.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. So let's do some you want to do my questions first?
Yeah. I mean, I might save these for later tonight because I couldn't talk to you earlier.
Yeah.
So since we didn't actually get to have a conversation, but there's a 50-50 chance we could be having somebody else in here with us, special guest.
Is it someone who could potentially have, is it somebody who's there all the time anyways?
No, it's somebody who everybody knows in the chats. Like, you guys talk to this person all the time, but you've never seen her face. So.
Oh, okay. All right. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, do you?
I think I do.
You smarty pants.
I think I do. But we're not going to get into that right now. Okay. Okay. My name's Shane. Kristen. Hey, Mina. Let's see. Rubs up in blanket. Good. What did I miss? CFO is in our office. You didn't miss much, Kat. We were just kind of discussing what we're going to do. All right, so let's start with some questions. Mighty Thundering Lord on Tumblr asks, do you and Steve ever feel giddy over the amount of fans that you have and by the amount of people who approach you at cons or maybe even in the street? Do you ever feel giddy about people's enthusiasm for the cosplay and stuff?
I don't think giddy is technically the term that I would be using for that. I'm happy. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool when somebody says ThorTV. Like, it's personal and they know exactly who I am, which is pretty neat. I think probably the best experience was actually this last weekend at a convention in Modesto with my kids and stuff. That Modesto, California finally had their very first convention, Central Valley Con, this last weekend. And it was only one day and it was on Sunday, which was weird.
It is weird.
And I'm standing there with my kids, and my ex-wife was there, and then her husband was there, and not really big fans of cosplay, or not big fans about adults cosplaying. They're more like, this is for kids. You're freaking nuts for doing this, or you don't want to grow up, or whatever crap that they give for it. And it was pretty cool because there was a group of people when I was standing next to them. They're like, "You're ThorTV," and they come running up and taking pictures. And I thought that was like a in your face moment. That was cool. It was a cool moment to have.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I feel the same way where, oh, by the way, what did I mean to say? Hey, Cassidy, and yes, Brandy, I am happy to be back. But I don't know if giddy is the word. Like, I don't feel like, tomorrow's, I don't feel like Santa's coming the day before a con, Like, I don't feel like I'm so excited. I feel more just like we're going to see a lot of people and they're going to be so nice to us. And I have to keep it in my mind to be as gracious about that as possible. Like, not that I would ever not be thankful for that, but like sometimes it's so hard to like all day for 2 or 3 days straight be happy to see people on the same level that they're happy to see you. You know, like I just have to. I have to like wrap my mind around the fact that people are actually happy to see me and not be like paranoid about like, well, these people are trying to get something out of me or whatever. I don't know. Like,
Right.
so I like, there's definitely a sense of anticipation, but it's almost like a dutiful thing for me where I'm just like, be prepared to show people that you are appreciative of them more than be prepared for all the excitement that comes with like people praising us and stuff, because sometimes it's not praise. Like sometimes it's just people like wanting to like chit chat, and that's fine at a con, like if you just want to talk and stuff. But like, you know, people just want to say like, hey, I saw your stuff and that's really cool. And we just want to say like, hey, I see you right now and that's really cool. So it's like that.
Just like that. Exactly.
Like that. Let me see. I'm going to convention Sunday. It's apparently a small one. All right, let's do the next question. So Selena Simonetti on Tumblr, I think, has a bunch of questions. Number one, if you could run for president, who would you pick for VP and your cabinet, and what would your campaign slogan be? It's a pretty in-depth question.
What?
If you were going to be president, like who would you have surrounding you, and what would your like platform be, basically?
Like people or like comic?
Well, like who would be your vice president and your like, I don't know, defense secretary of defense, secretary of education, secretary, like you could just name, I mean, you don't have to obviously fill every single one of those chairs right now on the spot, but like if anyone comes to mind as far as like who you think would be good as like a military leader, and who you think would be good as like a I don't know, somebody who's in charge of like power, you know, keeping like water and power running to residences and stuff.
Are we talking like real people? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, well, you could get, you know, Captain America to be your vice president, and that would be a pretty powerful ally to have.
yeah, like I mean, I was thinking more like Wolverine, although Wolverine might be more of maybe the military specialist kind of. He's been around.
I feel like there would just be, we would switch our entire military to like support for Black Ops, which would be, actually, I would have Cyclops be the military leader. Like,
really?
Cyclops knows his way around leading a team and making the hard choices.
That's true. Cyclops is the leader.
Yeah.
Wolverine's more just, well, yeah. Wolverine's more just like his own. He's rogue.
Yeah, I feel like you'd get a lot of resistance from below with Wolverine. Like, he'd basically be telling you how to run the country, and if you don't do it, he'd be fucking up your military presence.
Yeah, see, I would relate more to Wolverine as a person, so making me president would be a bad thing. I don't do well with telling people what to do as well as I do doing my own thing. Like, I'd rather not be in control of other people and telling them what to do, and I'd rather them not be in control of me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not big on positions of power either. I'd rather be a valuable member, a valuable support member of the team than be the leader of the team, because the responsibility gets to be too big and you end up having to answer for everything you do, and you have to like have a lot of clout and throw around a lot of authority, which isn't necessarily what I want to waste my time with. I'd rather just do my job and do it right. But if I was going to be president, I think my platform or my campaign slogan would be something along the lines of just like, everybody chill the fuck out, or something like, like just everyone calm down. We're gonna get this done right now, and basically just get it to the point where we're looking at literally prioritizing the biggest issues, you know, and which are not. God, it's like, here's the thing.
It's gonna get political.
No, but I just got back from home, and I had this whole thing with my family where myself and a couple of members of my family had a fairly long and intense political conversation where we were very polarized. They were very far to one side, and I was very far to the other. And I don't want to become the guy who's just like arguing about political stuff all the time, because that's not my personality. Unfortunately, we're in a climate right now where to take a stance on one side is a stance against other people. Like, it's not even like, oh yeah, like money should be used this way, or America should be standing for this. It's like, listen, if you're an American, you hate these kinds of people. And it's like, of course I don't hate those kinds of people. There's no such thing as those kinds of people. It's just like, I just want everybody to realize that everyone's got the same vote. And it's like, why are we putting our problems on entire groups of people over here and entire groups of people over there, when we can be...
I never understood. I never understood that. It's like a small organization of people that stand for something that, you know, basically, or just like Christianity, you know, there's people here in the US who the extremists on that, but we don't turn around and like, oh, all Christians are bad people.
Yeah.
We know better. We're educated in that sense because we're surrounded by Christian people regularly.
Yeah.
We know that they're not all that type of people. And then it just gets all twisted. Everything gets twisted.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, as our answers are meant to be joke answers. I mean, if I was president, generally, I think the slogan would be something along the lines of just like,
sounds like my wife.
Yeah, help out your neighbor. Like, just be a chill dude. Like, sit back, relax, pay your taxes.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
We're gonna try to take care of everybody in the most equal and fair way possible. But like,
everybody gets a raise.
Yeah, everybody gets a raise. That'd be great. But I think I'd surround myself with a lot of scientists more than politicians. I'd surround myself with maybe not philosophers, but just like people who have studied the way people act more than they've studied the way that money moves through society, which seems to be how it goes. Is that like politicians are political tacticians. They're people who are trying to guess who's going to make what move when a big thing happens. When a war happens, who's going to end up allies with who? And it's like, I want to make decisions regardless of who's going to be whose ally. I want to make decisions based on morality, I guess. So that's a hard question. Man, that's hard. Celine, I have a new Snapchat. My username is Loki Hates You, but I never use it, and people have been trying to Snapchat me, and I don't really get it.
No, I don't. I mean, I have one, but I don't use it. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand the purpose of having that.
It's just, I don't know.
Instagram is fine and great. Tumblr is whatever the hell Tumblr is. Facebook is great. Twitter, I don't know. Twitter's a thing, I guess. Twitter's a useful tool, supposedly, and I've yet to find that usefulness of it.
Yeah. Brandy, if you're hearing me say this anywhere near 12:25 p.m., then this is the correct podcast to be watching. You may be watching the beginning of the stream we've already done somehow. But Brandy, this is the one you should be watching. Let's see, Canadian politics. Okay, let's see what else we got for questions. Is there any figure from history or legend that fascinates you and you'd like to have a chat with? What would you talk about with them? Yeah, I mean, I think I keep answering this. We've had a couple of these questions before, and I think I go with either Jesus or Mary, mother, mother of Jesus.
It always comes down to Jesus for me. It's like I want to know what's really going on. I want to know the truth of everything. And I think to be able to understand all the different religions, at least based around, is there more than one that's based off with Jesus, or is that just Christianity?
Well, I mean, Christianity sprang from Judaism, and then there's also
but Catholic didn't that?
I mean, that's all Christianity. That's all based, all that stuff.
So that's all the same thing, and then that split off into its own thing.
Yeah, it was basically.
It always comes down. It's like it just like everybody separates because they make up their own belief system, and it just keeps separating, and then people only believe what they want to believe out of certain things and don't believe the other things, and it makes no sense. I'd rather just go straight to the source and be like, what's up, dude? What's wrong with all these people that I'm living with 2,000 years after you died? And I want to know why they're all wrong and messed up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd like to bring a tape recorder to a conversation between Jesus and the Prophet Muhammad, and just like be like, why don't you guys like talk this thing out? Like, see if we really can figure some stuff out about, like,
But I think there's so many people out there who are so wrapped up and stuck in one particular way, to prove them wrong would like make them go nuts, like crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's like, for my own personal peace of mind, I'd love to walk around with the righteous indignation of knowing the truth straight from the horse's mouth. But yeah, you're right. You can't convince people, even if you had Jesus's word. Like, there's still some Christians that would be like, well, the Bible says, and it's like, no, stop with the Bible. I'm talking about a person said this.
Like, I got video footage of Jesus who said otherwise. All right.
Well, you need to read the Constitution. And it's like, well, all right, then we're speaking two different languages. Liliana Maria asks, do you guys read Gothic literature? My answer is no.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing of any sort of religion whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, Gothic is more just a time period. Just about like, what's the time period for Gothic, guys? I'm sure you'll be able to tell. I mean, there's actually I think it's Gothic and a geographical region.
You history buffs, you.
Yeah. All right. So next question. Do you have a favorite artist or art period / style? What is your favorite work of art? And we've talked about this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my favorite type of art is usually obviously out of comic books. There's different styles. Some of the more recent stuff is probably like from the new Batman 52, has really good artwork in it.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane's still going to be my favorite artist. I mean, the amount of detail that man puts into an image is insane. So
I actually like Capullo's art better than I liked Todd McFarlane's.
let's see, somebody who works for Todd
Well,
McFarlane.
he did like Todd McFarlane didn't pencil Spawn after number like 35 or something, and then Greg Capullo kind of took over. And I think Todd McFarlane would do like an odd issue or whatever here and there.
He did like the mass majority of covers, I think.
Yeah. So Todd McFarlane, like Greg Capullo, is kind of known for drawing Spawn with sort of that like cone-shaped boot on him. Like when Spawn started looking like that with like the really giant arm guard and the cone-shaped boot. Yep. That's Greg Capullo's art.
Okay.
So, I mean, he specifically started when he started on Spawn. He actually kind of specifically tailored his art style to look more like Todd McFarlane's, but he was just more cartoony in certain ways, and I really like that. But I think my favorite
made it much larger when he started doing that, but it looks cool. It's fun to draw.
Yeah. But I think my favorite artist is actually, especially comic artists, was it Simon Bosley? He does like oil paint covers for Lobo, and all his stuff is just so like, it wasn't Simon. I don't know. His stuff is just like zany ass, like hyper, like almost surrealistic kind of gonzo comic art. And it's always got like a lot of machinery, and like it's very gritty and dirty looking, and all the hair is always like all over the place, like just going everywhere. And the musculature is just like absolutely unbelievable, like just enormous torsos with little tiny like little chubby muscle legs coming out of the bottom of it. But it's also beautifully rendered in like oil paint that it's like really cool to look at. Let's see. I don't know. I'm just curious. My dad sure did. Okay, so let's see. Next one is. Well, what do you think is your favorite actual work of art, though?
I don't know if I have anything in particular. I just enjoy art. Like I don't know. There was somebody that I don't know who they are that does still oil paintings. I believe they're oil paintings that I had seen online maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, and they did like this really cool Doctor Who type painting where it just kind of looked like the TARDIS and the Doctor were it looked like the pictures of them, it looked like it was raining.
Yeah.
Like instead of just, it was more abstract. You can tell what it was, but it looked like it was just raining the image.
Yeah.
Which was just insanely cool.
Yeah.
But I have no idea who that was. It was somebody I followed on Facebook, and I'm sure it's one of the thousands of people that I liked their page. But you know how Facebook is, and doesn't show me anything from that person anymore. When you like a page, it just doesn't show you anything anymore if you're not consistently interacting with it.
Like I think that might be neo-impressionism. If they're working with light in a way that looks like it's raining, that might be a term to look into, because you might find some work that you really like. Neo-impressionism.
Oh, one other one is the artwork from what was the last Wolverine movie called? The Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like the white background, and then they did like silhouettes, but they added a little red here and there.
Well, that was almost like Japanese like ink brush, like Japanese dry brush techniques.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was a lot of silhouette with just like a little bit of positive space.
I am 100% in love with those images, and I would love to have those as oil paintings on the wall or something like that. That speaks to me beyond anything. It's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, those were actually pretty compelling graphic pieces for the Wolverine. Can't think of a single like a work of art The thing is, like, this is actually my argument against why, like, this is my argument for why I never get tattoos, is because I've never seen a work of art that I want to stick with me for the rest of my life. Like, honestly, I think the most striking works of art are actually pornography. Like, I think it's just like photos of naked women are probably what affect me the most as a human being, more so than a painting that took hundreds or thousands of hours to complete. Like, I think a work of art can be the human body. I think a work of art can be the human personality. But
It's
like,
hard for me. Like, as a photographer, I've always wanted to do nude photos, but I
yeah,
want it to be very artistic.
right.
And for that to happen with me, like, it depends on the location, the lighting that I'm dealing with, and it would probably be black and white or really washed out type photos, which would be cool.
Sure.
But yeah, I've never done it because, I mean, that I don't think I can really tackle it correctly or the way I see it in my mind.
Julie Cody says the artist you were talking about may be named Alice X Zhang, Zhang. So if you want to Google that, you can confirm or deny if you want.
Alex S.
Alex X, as in Xavier.
Oh.
Alex X. Oh, Alice, as in Alice in Wonderland. X Zhang, Zhang. Yeah, favorite work of art. I love photorealism, so pick a photorealist out there, and I'll go with that. Okay, so let's do another question. Is if you could cast the movie adaptation of your favorite book, who would you cast and in which role? Let me see. If I could, so that would be the Invincible movie, I guess. And if I could cast the Invincible movie, who would I cast as Invincible? That's a tough choice because it'd have to be somebody young. I feel like it would almost be like a teen heartthrob that I would be.
I just heard the doorbell. Hold on.
Okay. So I really want to see an Invincible movie, and if I did, it would have to be someone sort of a very not very, but a not very large built, dark haired young man of like vaguely European descent, I guess. God, who would be good? Because like I can think of 1,000 good actors, but I can't think of anyone who's young enough to really get across the point of being a high school student who becomes a superhero. Mainly because I don't watch enough movies. Like I'd probably end up running through the cast of like Maze Runner and looking to see who fits the bill. But like, man, then there would be like his dad, who I'd have to is basically Superman with a mustache, only a little older. He's got kind of white on the sides. That would be fun to cast. And then there's his mom.
That was weird.
What's that?
Well, Comcast came to fix the internet, but they already came to fix the internet on Tuesday, and they swapped out the modem. So now we're hitting 150 megabytes.
Is that good?
That's insane. That's crazy fast.
Welcome to the insanity.
Welcome to the insanity. So yeah, this is definitely the artist.
Wow, they nailed it.
Yeah, she even did a Loki one too, painting, really? Which is really cool. Yeah, of course. I don't think that this was done at the time. Let me see if I can show you this. Cameraman, no, not cameraman. Cancel. What am I doing? Did I just go away? No. Okay, so let's see. We want to share this screen. Okay, so yeah, share this one. So they did that Loki one. You see it?
Oh yeah, I get the raining thing you're talking about now.
And then this was the one I was referring to. Like this was the one that stuck in my mind.
It's a nice style. Yeah.
But there's a lot of like really cool. It's really amazing. And I'm pretty sure that they're oil paintings. I could be wrong though, but it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
So
go.
there you go. All right, so back to the questions. If you could take your favorite book and cast a movie about it, or cast a movie adaptation of it, what book would you go with, and what actors would you want to put in there?
There's only 2 book series that I really ever got into, and one of them I wrote about earlier today on Tumblr about the incarnations of immortality. That would probably be the one I would go with. The other book that I was reading was actually originally written to be a TV show, and it was Dean Koontz' Frankenstein.
Okay.
But the adaptation for that was I don't know, Dean Koontz didn't agree with it, with the way they wanted to go about it, so that never happened. But Incarnations of Immortality, I would definitely check into that, and that would be an amazing movie. But that would be 8 movies though. So 8 books.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
So I would have to really go on IMDb and put in a lot of work to cast the Invincible movie I'd want to see, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do that later.
Yeah, but as far as casting goes, that would take a lot to go through and like make your dream team, I guess, of actors for that.
Have you ever seen a movie that truly terrified you or made you cry, and why did it scare you or make you cry?
Terrified me? Made me cry? No, not really.
Mine would be The Grudge. The Grudge actually really had an effect on me, and it was funny because I didn't actually think it was scary when I was watching it, and then once I got out of the theater,
It haunts you. It sticks in your mind.
Yeah, that face coming out of the darkness was the thing that got me for some reason, and
the noise.
Yeah, the noise was bad too. I still hate hearing that noise. Yeah. But I remember the last movie that actually made me cry was Guardians of the Galaxy. At the very beginning with his mom.
Oh. Yeah.
Like that shit, I could not stop. Like, it's not that I couldn't stop crying. Like, not like it lasted a long time, but I was like, just like, don't cry about this kid's mom dying. Like, just don't cry. You're gonna be fine. I'm crying. I'm crying. I don't want to be crying for a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's happening. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm crying. So that was the last movie that made me cry. But it wasn't. I think this was more like, is there anything that has terrified you into crying or made you so sad? Like, I guess that one made me sad, but more emotional.
Yeah, there's nothing that has terrified me into crying. Yeah, no, that doesn't really work out for me. You can reach emotionally on different level with as far as sad things go that can make me cry.
Have any Pixar movies made you cry?
I'm thinking, like, I know there was something that I'd watched not too long ago that I'm like, I started getting teary-eyed and I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? Why is this bothering me? Why is this affecting me when it shouldn't be? Like, I'm a grown man.
Why am I, the strongest man I know, affected in such a way?
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what it was. I can't remember. I was just more concerned with the fact that it was getting to me.
Yeah. I watched Inside Out the other night, and a lot of people said that was that made them cry, and I don't know, it just didn't hit me very hard. I didn't really like Inside Out all that much, but whatever. that's going to be a whole other argument, for sure.
Maybe it was Inside Out.
Well, Bing Bong was an emotional character when he makes his decision in the movie. That was a little bit of a blow. But other than that, the movie wasn't really that big of a deal for me. I mean, for you, though, having kids, like, I imagine it's got a completely different set of strings attached to it.
Mm-hmm. I think it was that movie. I'm pretty confident right now that it was that movie.
Yeah. That seems to be the tearjerker of the year. Wow. Frost Adder thinks Dawn of the Dead was one of the scarier movies. I thought it was almost more of a comedy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was like a good action movie.
Number 6. What was the most terrifying experience you have ever been through?
That flight was pretty terrifying.
Okay.
Not the fact that the flight itself was terrifying. It was more the fact, like, I'm trying to do this, and then that one guy waiting in line with us was drunk off his ass, and he had literally slapped me in the back of the head, and I wanted to punch him so bad.
Yeah, that's not typical.
And then after that, he turned around and, like, you know, was doing that, and you saw that part of it, but you didn't see him slap me in the back of the head prior to that.
That guy was out of control. He claimed to be the one of the writers on Jason in Space, like one of the Friday.
Yeah, Jason X.
Yeah. So that was a little crazy to hear him say. I don't know if it's true or not, but
you know, I honestly believe that might be true, because that was such a shitty movie. Like, who the hell would want to take credit for that unless it was really the person who wrote it?
Yeah. Oh God.
So, I'm gonna say that maybe it was him.
I think most terrifying experience in my life was probably one of the car accidents I was in when I was a kid. Like, actually, there was a lesser car accident. It was less serious. It turned out to be less serious, but I was on the highway going about 60. There was just a car, like, stopped in front of me. Like, the guy in front of me just, like, veered into the right lane and kept going. So I see a car dead stop right in front of him. I slam on my brakes. I managed to stop right before I hit him. I looked in my rearview mirror. There was a fucking tractor trailer truck, like, barreling towards me. If that and that tractor trailer truck had awesome reaction time. He went into that right lane and scooted right past me, but then the dude behind him slammed into me, who was in, like, a minivan. So the minivan did a little bit of damage, and, you know, I ended up with, like, some whiplash and stuff. But if that truck had hit me, I'd be dead. I would just be dead. And that was my first, like, experience of just, like, looking at my life and being like, I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die right now. Like, and it's gonna be okay. Like, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm gonna die with dignity. Just gonna take a deep breath and be disappointed that I didn't get to, you know, live more, but I'm gonna die right now.
I don't want to die a virgin.
Yeah. I was in college, so it was a little bit past the virginity phase, but yeah. Wyoming. Okay, so that was our terrifying experience. This one's just for me. Do you have any tattoos, and would you ever get one? What kind of tattoo would you get? I do not have any tattoos, and I don't think I ever will get one, because there's just nothing I want on my body forever.
I think these are the questions that I had gotten on Facebook.
It's very possible. So those were from, like, Selena. Yeah, those are from Selena.
Yeah. Yep. Those were the ones I got.
Nice.
So,
all right. So this one's from Little Womanly One. She's sent us 10 questions. Number 1, before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
Nope. Maybe I should, though. I really should. I should know more what I'm going to say before I make a phone call, but I never do. It's like I just want to do this and get it over with as soon as possible and put as little thought into it as necessary. So that's usually how that ends up. And then most of the time I'll just be like a big idiot on the phone. Like
yeah. I will, on professional calls, practice saying like the name of the business or the name of the job title or the name of like even my own name. Like just going through the shit that I need to get right without like stumbling on my own like whatever. It's like flashcards just to get your brain like used to running through that stuff. But I won't like actually sit there and say it out loud a bunch of times. I'll just kind of like remind myself like, all right, don't screw up today's date or don't screw up like the name of the business you're talking to. Because if you're doing job applications, sometimes you talk to 5 or 6 different businesses in 5 or 6 days. So you'll be thinking of the appointment you have tomorrow while you're talking to some dude today. And then you'll be like, yeah, I'm really excited to be working for, Northrop Grumman. And they're like, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way because you're talking to Target right now. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I just screwed that up. Let's see. Good kitty. Everyone's talking about the cat. Did PGC miss you? Yeah, she's I think she's just happy to have somebody in the house no matter what. I think she's as happy to see me as she was to see the cat sitter because Question, you might have already answered this though, apologies. What is your favorite okay, that one I'm gonna save till the end because we've already gone over that one. Julie Cody, I have your holiday traditions question logged. Okay, next up. Number 2 from Little Womanly. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
I sing to myself all the time. I did that yesterday.
Yeah.
I think I did it today. Yeah.
What were you singing?
What was I singing? I don't even remember. Like Something to Remind You by Stained. That seems to be like the go-to song when I'm singing, or Victim from Avenged Sevenfold. Like those are the two that I sing a lot.
What did we say Naruto Geek's name was? Shane? Shane, PGC does not need toys. I think the last time I sang was when I was in Rhode Island. My dad has a band and we jam, and I sang with him and we did a couple songs. I actually have the recordings. I'm gonna try and get those out to a couple of people who care to hear them, but they're pretty bad recordings. I'm not going to be putting them online or anything, but I'll like email them to you or something if you're interested. So just try to hold your pants on until I get those straightened out. So yeah, I sing all the time in the car and stuff as well, but last time I actually had a microphone was supposed to be last night at band practice, but it was in Rhode Island when we did some classic rock covers. Yeah, what did we sing? We did The Strokes, the song by The Strokes last night. We did a couple other songs. When was the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper?
For someone's birthday, I wrote a letter and sent it to them and sent them a birthday present down in LA. That was like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months ago, somewhere in there.
I don't remember the last time I wrote someone. I mean, I guess the closest thing to writing someone a real letter is when we sign prints. I try to kind of make it a personal experience for everybody and write something that is unique to just them. And sometimes it comes out real weird. Like I write weird shit on those prints. So if you guys want, if you come to a con where we're signing prints and you want something intelligible written on there, you may want to ask for it specifically, or else I'm going to write something about pooping on there. And that
I never know what to write half the time, unless you have like a 2-minute conversation prior to that. I might write something that's specific to that conversation. I've done that. It was pretty funny that one time we both got the artwork from two girls. It was the same artwork piece, and they wanted us both to sign them, and we both wrote something, and then we swapped papers, but we wrote very similar things.
Yeah.
When we swapped and looked at what each other wrote, which was funny.
It was basically we both wrote like I'm with stupid, like, and then just made an arrow pointing to the other guy's picture.
Yeah, so we were pretty much on top of that pretty good.
Yeah.
Some definitely brotherly love.
Yeah.
Feeding into that.
Welcome to the chat, Marie McBleepy. All right, Lego puzzle. I'm going to log your question for later. Let's see here. Next one. Number 5. Have you ever had a deja vu feeling?
Happens a lot.
I get it really rarely. And I never, my favorite thing to do is try to guess what's going to happen next. I'm just like, I feel like this has happened before, and what's going to happen next is this. And most of the time I'm wrong. Most of the time I'm very wrong about what's going to happen next because I don't actually see the future. I can't recall when it was, though. It's usually just like random things that, like, I'll be in traffic and I'll be like, I've been behind this red car before. And I don't know, there's just something that reminds me about that red car. Let's see. Okay, next question is, what is one thing scientists with accents should invent? Scientists with accents meaning the scientists from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. who have Scottish accents. What's an invention you wish was invented?
I haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think I watched.
I mean, it doesn't matter about them.
I know. Jesus. What do I want invented? I have no idea what I want invented.
I think the silent vacuum cleaner was something we brought up, and that's always my example of a great invention that hasn't happened yet. Silent vacuum cleaner, a car that doesn't need fuel would be great.
You should get a Mealy vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
They're German vacuum cleaners. They cost like $1,500 and they're practically silent.
Well, I'll think about it.
You'll do it tomorrow?
I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm done.
All right. Don't want to waste that $1,500 for a vacuum cleaner, do you? It's silent, practically, kind of, almost, close enough.
Hey, Katie, maybe good to see you. Yeah, there's a lot of great inventions. Like cures for diseases would be good to have invented. Cheap computing systems that could access the internet. That'd be a great invention to like distribute amongst the people of the world. Okay, number 7. What is something you should throw away but can't?
My wife.
Yeah, right. You're telling me.
She keeps getting out of the garbage can. I don't know what the hell's going on. Whatever.
Something I can't throw away. My first Loki helmet that I bought, I should throw away.
You really should throw that away.
Somebody wants it though. There's somebody who expressed interest in it, and I was like, well, you can have it, and then he didn't take it with him when he left.
You bought that? I thought you made that.
No, I bought it. Spent a couple $100 on it too.
Wow.
I regret it, yeah. I mean, but you know how much a good helmet costs. Like a couple $100, you're not getting a good helmet.
Yeah, but it's still, that's a couple $100.
Yeah, it looked better on the pictures in the internet. So.
Oh, so you purchased it off the internet?
Yeah, I got it from a Loki cosplayer who was making like a run of them. And when I got it, I was like, this was a mistake. And then I ended up commissioning the real one I use. So that's something I should throw away, and I may in the next few days. By the way,
I was meaning to ask, like, do you have the mold of that? Is there a mold? Like you can make another one if you needed to?
There is, yeah.
I don't know how much damage yours can take.
Piece of the horn snapped off on the way back from Rhode Island, honestly. So like where the actual like body of the horn meets the base, like it was a clean snap, and I had to super glue it back on.
You should make more horns, and then eventually like another headpiece.
It looks fine. It's got a little crack in it, but it's nothing anyone's going to notice. I can keep repairing it until it's like actually shattered. But I'm not sinking any more money into making duplicates of pieces for my costume. Let's see. Hi, Helen. Zio wants me to say hi to Helen. What else we got? So what's something you should throw away but can't?
I did a lot of throwing away of things. You know, a lot of like scrap pieces of fabric.
Yeah.
From projects I've worked on, things that I had made and didn't turn out good or didn't finish. I can't really let go of. There's just so many things. Like, I have a lot of things from doing cable and satellite installations. Like a lot of things I don't need in my current life that I just can't get rid of because I know their value and usefulness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to just throw something in the garbage like that because I know its value. So
yeah,
even though it's technically worthless to anyone else unless you're a technician.
Right. I got a buddy like that who I just actually, for those of you who watched the Thursday broadcast last week, Tyler's a lot like that, where he keeps things that, you know, were useful in a certain context in his life, but now he's just got this stockpile of stuff that, you know, is very situationally useful, but not universally. So he doesn't ever use it. But yeah, I think we all have stuff that we could stand to throw away, but we just never get around to it. So it's now 1:03. What do you want to do?
I want to go eat. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So we're probably going to go get some food. I might actually take a short nap.
I might do that too.
Yeah, that'd be real nice.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies. Let's not kid ourselves.
Mostly ladies. Wait. Is there an actual one guy in this room?
I think, well, Naruto Geek said their name was Shane. I guess that could be a lady name too.
Could it? Probably.
I don't know. Tim drops in every once in a while.
I went to school with a guy named Stacy.
Well, yeah, I mean, There's plenty of guys with names that are typically feminine, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
whatever.
Oh, Naruto Geek.
Meh.
Okay, Naruto Geek's a girl. Never mind.
Well, there you go.
Oh God, Sarah's gender fluid, so that's.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Something different. Yeah. Yeah.
Mangaka soldier's a boy. So there you go. We got a guy. We got a dude man.
Yeah. Testosterone.
So we got one.
Raised you.
That's all we need.
That's all we need. Just one dude.
That's right. Equal representation. Done.
Yes.
All right. So we will see you guys at what, 6 p.m.
Is that what we normally do? 6 to 7.
12 and 6, yeah.
6 7. Okay. That's what we're
All
doing.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you soon. Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.